Hey y'all, welcome to the Morning Cafe's Grieve Out Loud, damn it. This is a space where healing isn't hidden and emotions are honored. I'm your host, Coach Tam, and I'm here with you so you don't have to grieve in silence. Whether you're mourning a person, a dream, a vision of yourself, or simply learning to breathe again after life's hardest hits, this sacred space is for you. This isn't just another podcast. It's a movement, it's a moment, and it's a mirror. And it's just going to be a reminder that you're not broken, you're becoming. So grab a cup of warmth and breathe and come as you are. Because we are here to grieve out loud, damn it, to heal out loud. So stay tuned. And so I welcome each and every one of you to the Grieve Out Loud podcast. This is a space that is for anyone that's heartbroken, that's healing, that is being hopeful. And especially for the month of June, the Morning Cafe is concentrating on career transition. And so I'm your host, Tamara Vanderpool. I go by Coach Tam. I am a veteran, I am a wife, I'm a mom, and I'm the founder of the Morning Cafe. And so just grab a cup of coffee, some tea, and take a deep breath, and we're going to dive in. And so welcome, Morning Tribe. I'm so excited for today's episode. So we're going to be talking about something that we all have gone through or we're going to go through, and it's called career transition or career loss, or you're going through retirement or whatever the case may be. We can heal and grow together. And so joining us today is Coach Tanya. She is actually one of the ladies that I am coaching with on the VIP day, and I'll talk about that later today. And she is instrumental to career and leadership. And so before we dive in with Coach Tanya, I am going to share something very vulnerable. And so I do these podcasts because we, as individuals, as women, as men, whoever the case may be, sometimes we don't know what we know, right? And so when I retired back in 2019, I had no idea who Airman Thomas, Master Sergeant Thomas, was to Tam. And so I look back and I cried for at least 3 days straight. And my little boy was like, Mommy, big girls don't cry. And so I had that moment, that transition moment of, okay, it is going to be okay. And I can be sad for this moment, but also how can I go through this grieving process? And so I just want to remind you guys, grief is just not about losing a person. It's about losing a career, losing yourself, or losing something that's special to you. And so again, welcome to this podcast, Coach Tanya.
Hi, Coach Tam.
Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time and support, and I'm so excited to dive in. And so tell us a little bit about yourself and your coaching through career transition.
Yeah, so first, I want to compliment you and thank you for your vulnerability in your story, because that's what we're going to explore here today. And it's real, and the feelings are there, the feelings are real. And even when it comes to career, which is such a huge part of our lives, like so much of our lives is encompassed in this career that that's how we make our money, that's how we have our livelihood. And so I'm so excited to explore this particular topic related to career and the journey, because we don't always think about loss and grief when it comes to this particular topic. So thank you for your vulnerability, and thank you for having me. I am elated to be partnering with you and having this conversation with you today. So yeah, really quick about me, and my bio's out there on the socials, but I've had 30-year corporate career. I've had a 30-year corporate career. and it actually started before 30 years when I was interning in college. And I'll share a story or two in those early years as part of today's conversation. And I've worked for 3 companies in that 30 years, which is a bit of an anomaly for many people, but not necessarily people in my generation.
Right.
And throughout those 30 years, I uncovered this desire, this energy, this empowerment around coaching other people, very specifically in their careers or in kind of like exploring what they wanted to do or navigating challenging situations at work with either bosses or colleagues or peers. And so I was kind of coaching along my 30-year journey at different stages in different ways. And over the last couple years, I really decided to put some formality around the coaching that I deliver. And it's just been such a rewarding experience. So I'm really excited to be partnering with you in this endeavor, but also as part of our C12 Coaching Ladies collaborative effort, and the great things that we're going to do for people in all stages of their life in the different niches that we have. So I'll just call out a couple things from my kind of journey. I've had some really, really amazing high moments where I interviewed Loretta Devine, which, through a work opportunity, which was like a dream of mine. Oddly enough, I love Loretta Devine. I love who she represents in her characters, and to have the opportunity to explore her career and the things that have made her who she is was just a phenomenal experience. I have rung the NASDAQ opening and closing bell on 2 different occasions as part of another opportunity I had. And in that experience, I was able to speak on this global stage about the importance of D&I, employee resource groups, and the intersection of innovation and inclusion. And that was just an amazing experience as well. I was interviewed by NASDAQ, and we explored some really important topics and how this shows up in corporate America, and how corporate America can continuously be better. Right. And I think it's very important in this time for us to be brave and bold and have those conversations.
Love that.
And listen, I suffered a layoff as well at one point in my career. And so I understand what it means to have an identity kind of all encompassed in the career journey, and then all of a sudden that's gone. And what does that mean? And so I understand that feeling of grief and loss and how to emerge from that.
Exactly.
And the beauty on the other side of that.
I love that.
So, yeah.
Cool. Thank you for that. And what an amazing journey, right? And so you could see like the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows of life and career. And like you said, your livelihood, and people really don't understand, especially my military folks out there. Man, you got a PT test, and you got to be in shape and mindful and spiritual and all those things. And so, thank you for letting us into your world. And so, as a coach, career coach in leadership, I just have a few questions I'm sure other people have out there, and you can put them in the comments as you guys come in and let us know where you're from. But the first question, and I'll start off because I have my LIVE framework, and I'll let you guys know with LIVE, it goes from let yourself feel, the L, right? And so a lot of us growing up, we're like, nope, trash can those feelings, don't talk about them, or compartmentalize, I'm that guy. And whatever the case may be, and especially men, we don't talk, they do not talk about it. And so I just want to start that journey and that movement with people. And the I is identify support. And so this platform here is just support and getting out there. And I'll talk about my support group at the end as well. And then value your journey, the V. A lot of folks, you don't pat yourself on the back of how far you've come and now where you're at, or all the things that you went through. And then the E is embrace new beginnings and seeing that beautiful mountain, like you said, on the other side, and knowing that you climbed it. And so starting with let yourself feel, career change can feel like grief, like you said before. Coach Tanya, how do you help clients give themselves permission to feel that loss?
Yeah, so first of all, Coach Tam, your live framework is so applicable to what we're talking about. And what I love about it is what the word live represents is this feeling of, and I have this kind of model for myself of like living life, like
Right.
living through the pain, through the hurt, through the, happy times, like really truly living
Ooh.
the life that we have, because it's really short in the end. Like when you think about it, right? Even if we are here 100 years, that's not a lot of time.
Right.
So I love what that represents. And then thinking about what each of those letters mean is so applicable. So
Thank you.
listen, just like a lot of the other stuff we talked about, career transitions often carry this hidden grief that many people don't immediately recognize, right? So like you said, for generations, and I'm in that generation, like we've been taught to really identify, to tie our identity to our job title, to what we do for a living. And that connection, when it's broken for any reason, whether that be a layoff or firing, or whether that be I'm so unhappy, I feel a disconnect.
Right.
That is where that that grief sets in. And to your point, how do we think through what that grief means, and how are we going to process that? And because work has been like really become synonymous with purpose and self-worth, that's really where that comes from. So when that role is lost, whether it be through anything, for the burnout, the voluntary pivot, that can feel.
He's like a coach.
Uh-oh. Is somebody talking?
I
Hi.
muted you. Hey, whoever, yeah, come on in. That's perfect. And just put what you're going, who you are.
Type in the chat window.
Yeah.
So that can feel like a part of them has disappeared, right? And that's where that feeling comes from. So the first thing I do with my clients is guide them through a journey of self-discovery.
Ooh.
So helping them explore really who they are at the core, beyond the job title, beyond the resume. It's so funny. We've done these exercises. I've done these leadership, professional development leadership workshops. And one of the things they tell us to do, which is so difficult, and I would encourage anyone out there that's listening to do this exercise. Talk about yourself for 2 minutes without mentioning your job or what you do at work or your family.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is very difficult because those two things are really so much a part of our life. Like you can't talk about your kids if you have kids, your spouse if you have a spouse, your job. Like, okay, what else is there about me? Right? Seriously, right? Think about it. So it's a really, really great exercise, but the self-discovery to start this process is really where I try to help my clients explore who they are at their core, right? So asking questions like, what brings you joy? What energizes or depletes you? What values do you hold most dear? And if you can answer those types of questions without talking about your job or your family, you start to understand who you are at your core.
Ooh.
and reconnect to your authentic self. So as you're going through this journey of grief with this career, in this career context, I want to reground my clients on who their authentic self is. And that's the foundation for healing and rebuilding through this process. So sitting with the grief, as you said, Tam, right? 3 days, you were just like, who am I if I am not what I have been for 18, 20 years, right? Like, who am I? Don't rush past that, right? You did the right thing, even if your baby boy was like, what's going on, mom? And like with any other kind of loss, like acknowledge the pain, the fear, and even the anger. I've talked to people that have been laid off and they are mad, angry. Look how much work I put into this job, this company, and they let me go. That anger is valid. And then using tools like journaling prompts, so we can process the emotions, mindful practices. The biggest part of this transformation for my clients is changing their mindset about what career means, about what their job is in their life. And really, so that the mindful practices are really to help them stay present with the discomfort that they're feeling right now. And so there's some different tools, and then like we'll wrap this kind of exploration with strengths and values assessments. And those are really to help my clients rediscover what matters most to them. Ooh. And so just to close this off, as they begin to feel like that full spectrum of emotion, they also start to uncover things like hope, excitement, and one of my favorite things is possibility. What is possible coming out of this? And so this kind of being okay to grieve, being okay to feel these emotions, but then also working with my clients with some tools to help them get to this point of what is possible as far as what could be next in this journey that I'm on.
Wow. Super powerful. And with a lot of people out there, you don't even realize these little things that you, like the exercise you talk about yourself. It's like, gosh, who am I? Yeah. And that's super powerful. And when you start to really look at that, then you're going to not just have a job, but something that you love to do each and every day. So that's a great exploration, and I appreciate that. Yeah. So going into identify support, Coach Tanya, what advice do you give to those who feel alone in career transition?
Yeah, and as we talked about, the feeling of isolation is really one of the most painful parts. And many times it does come with some level of shame. Oof. Because it's like feelings of failure. And it could be, whether it's like imposed on you, like a layoff or a firing, or whether it's, I once loved this and I don't anymore. Like, I am not feeling this anymore. Or, your leadership has changed and you are just not kicking it with your manager. Like, it's not happening. Or your team, you don't feel that level of support. Like, whatever that is, that like disconnect does come with some level of shame. It could be failure. It could be, why is this not working for me? And it's always easy to feel like you're the only one going through it. Unfortunately, and I'm just going to be real, on June 29th, 2025, looking at the state of our job market today, there's a lot of companies that are going through a lot of layoffs. And so people, I think, know they're not alone. They're not the only ones experiencing this, but we always feel like it's not going to hit us, right? And so what I've learned in my 30-year career is the value of community and connection. And there's an element of fostering this community and connection when you aren't going through something. And that's something I explore with my clients as well, to build this healthy foundation. But when you're in the middle of it, in the middle of the loss or in the middle of the transition, it's even more important. And the support system that you talk about is both people you know and people you don't know. We talked at the top of the hour about, and Jennifer mentioned to us, like, this connection of, you're in Phoenix, I'm in Maryland right now, but live in Kentucky. And so the way technology makes the world so much smaller for us, and we're able to build these very virtual communities, is something that I explore with my clients. I always use this, and I know many of us have heard these sayings, like, closed mouths don't get fed. I always say you can't get a yes if you don't ask. You're always going to get a no if you don't ask, because the answer is blank, right?
Yeah,
right? But you could possibly get a yes if you ask the question. And so here's an example of something that I learned really early on from my own personal experience. I was an intern. It was my first summer interning with Pitney Bowes, and I was working for this woman, Cindy, in the contracts administration department. And we had built a really great relationship through the course of the summer. I loved the company, loved her, did not like the work so much. And so at the end of the summer, she said to me, Tanya, if you want me to hold this job, I will hold it for a whole nother year. Not for anyone, because they were building this department up. And when you graduate, you can come and work for me and do this work. And as much as I appreciated that, so here I am, I was like 20 years old, 19, 20 years old. I said, Cindy, I really appreciate that, but I don't think I want to do this particular work. So I wouldn't want you to hold this job for me. Part of the, Coach Tam, part of the confidence that I had in being able to say that to her is because of the trusting relationship we had built over that summer. But it also was, I didn't want to say anything that would be detrimental to me or her as it related to, oh yes, hold this job for me, knowing I didn't really want it, right? Like I had to learn to have a voice and be okay with the risk of having that voice. But it came with a foundation of trust. I had delivered excellently that summer. Like I proved that I was a great, asset to the company as an intern. And so there's some things that come with having that voice that you have to take into consideration. But I used my voice, and she said to me, I am so glad you answered that way. And I'll never forget this, because she agreed with me that there were so many more things that I could do with my experience and my potential and the person that I showed up as every day. And she agreed that that was the best thing for me. And I moved on to do another internship with the same company the next year. That led me to my full-time offer to start working when I graduated from college. And so I think the importance of this building the network and the fear that comes with not asking people for help and tapping on your community and building connection comes with fear, right? Like fear is a big foundation of a lot of this stuff. And once you get past that and you can ask for things, speak up for yourself, think about what it is you want, what it is you need, and then go and connect with the people that can help you with that. That's really what this part of about how important that is. So I work with my clients on mapping their network. Who are the mentors, who are the peers, who are even the weak ties that they may have, the people that they're not really connected with or that they need to be connected with. So mapping out who their network looks like, and then actually crafting outreach messages, right? So that the The ask is clear, it's authentic, and it's specific. And then we explore practicing that, because I'm a safe space and I believe in safe spaces of practicing, with someone that can give you constructive feedback, that can hear you, not being, because I'm not on the receiving end of the ask, so I can be very objective in how I respond, or the feedback and the coaching that I give to my clients. So it's really about who is your network. Like, we work through the trust and the fear and the anxiety stuff, but then mapping out the network, being very specific in what those messages and asks look like, and then practicing those asks. And whether they be written, or whether suppose somebody responds, you reach out to them on LinkedIn and they respond. Now what do you do?
Right.
And what's the best way to respond to them when they respond? Sure, I'll help you. You're going to get on a call with them. What are you going to talk about?
Right.
What are you going to ask them for? And people love to help others. And so it's really, the next step is about, leveraging the network. And the network is not just who you know, it's also who you don't know, and how you can connect with those people.
Super powerful. And you said so many things that I remember through my journey of people pleasing and not saying and speaking your mind. You're right. And that confidence is saying, hey, well, I don't want to do that. Or I'm actually qualified and better qualified, or whatever the case may be. And so getting that, morning tribe or that community together and saying, hey, how did you do that? Or, or whoever your mentor is, or somebody you trust. And so those are so many powerful messages, and how you take your clients through that.
There's one more thing I want to share with the audience is, there's this idea of building, even if you're, an employee, right? You don't run your own business, your personal board of directors. And so thinking about who is on your board of directors, what roles do each of them play, and how can you build that, first of all, if you don't have one, but then leverage them. And like I said, I like to explore with my clients, leveraging them when you don't need them per se, because we always need them, right? But you need them for different reasons. That's why they're a part of your tribe. They're part of your network. But also when there's not a very specific, like, urgent need, leveraging them, staying connected with them. But then that way, when you do need them, like you're going through a major transition or something really, really big and heavy, who are the right people on that board of directors to tap into, to connect with, or to leverage their networks as well.
Yes. That's powerful to know, and you need to understand who, leadership and that chain of command, especially in the military. So
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So value your journey. So going into the other question, Coach Tanya, how do you help clients shift their mindset? We talked about that earlier, when they feel like they failed. And I hate that word, but some people,
yeah.
it is what it
Well,
is.
that's the feeling that people feel of failure, and I think that's what creates the fear. But I love this question. We talked about this at the top of the session, because, and why I love your live framework, why I love this idea of, like, living every day. Like, what is like being present in living, right? And when you look at your career journey, there are so many moments in that, highs and lows, that make up who you are today.
Right.
And this idea of valuing your journey, it speaks to this idea that a career doesn't always take a straight, or upward path. And if it doesn't, this idea that we failed somehow, back to that word, right? Like there's this, like, I have to move up the ladder.
Right.
in order to have been successful. And the truth is that careers, and we've heard this before, rarely are they actual ladders. They're more like lattices. They
Right.
zigzag, they loop. Sometimes we even kind of step back, go back down a little bit, take a couple steps back down before we move forward again. And so, just for my own personal journey, I've been in the corporate world for almost 30 years, just shy, just 29 years.
Awesome.
And half of those years, I was a single mom.
Wow.
And I have the joy of not being a single mom for the second half of this year. I have an amazing husband and soulmate and 3 amazing kids. But for half of my career journey, I was a single mom. And for those 15 years, it wasn't about climbing the ladder as fast as possible.
Right.
It was really about aligning my work with the realities of my life outside of work. And I changed roles every couple years, and that was not always a promotion. Many times it was just to explore other skills. It was to take on different challenges. It was because I was asking my boss at the time, whoever my boss was, hey, is there something else going on, or I see this opportunity? Is this something I can explore? Those types of things. But it also was to accommodate things that was happening at home, like I said. So some of these roles were even created for me because of the trust that I had built. But what I try to help my clients, or what I help my clients understand, is that their journey is valid no matter what it looks like, even if it doesn't look, and especially if it doesn't look like someone else's. I had to teach myself to not compare myself to other people and what their journeys look like, especially when it comes to career. Because I was always this go-getter. I was always this ambitious woman. But if I'm looking at other people, then I might not feel as successful, right? Because I didn't achieve maybe the same things that they achieved in the same time frame. But I had to, at different parts in my career journey, I had to reflect on, I am where I am because this is where I need to be. And I did make some deliberate decisions and intentional decisions in my career and roles that I took. Can I travel right now? Or can I not travel right now? Is travel something that fits into my life? And if it did, there were times when I traveled a lot for work, but then there were other times where I had to say, I need a role where I don't have to travel right now, because I need to be a 9-to-5er, so to speak. I need to be able to drop my daughter off at school, and I need to be able to pick her up, in the evening. Like, this is the life that I need. And so I navigated. So my experience, when I look back on it, it represented where I was and what I needed for myself. And so helping my clients understand that their journey is valid, whatever it is, whether it happened to them or because of them, right? Either way. And it doesn't need to look like other people's. Also thinking about, like, a career is not a race, right? It's a reflection of your values, your choices, and your growth, because you grow through each of these experiences that you've had, good or bad. Success or failure, you've grown through each of those experiences. So when we take time to reflect on the journey, not just the job title, the things like the personal context, the lessons that we learned, the skills that we developed, the mindset shifts that we had, then we began to see how rich that experience has been. And it really helps you define and understand who you are today, because all of those experiences are a culmination of who you are today. So, exploring some tools like a career timeline exercise. If you visualize, like, map out your career visually, which includes personal milestones. It can include professional milestones. It can include hiccups along the way. That visual mapping or career timeline helps you kind of think about your career from a different lens and a different perspective. And then exploring how to reframe wrong turns or hiccups in the road as learnings. What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about your resilience or not? What did you learn about who you are as a person, how that was aligning to the essence of who you are, the core of who you are or not? And so exploring that with my clients is a really important exercise as well. And then what I also love to do, because this has been very helpful for me, is do a values clarification exercise where you explore all of your values. But it's really difficult because, kind of like that other exercise I talked about, there are so many different values. So I'll give my clients like a list of 100 values, and I'll say, pick 5. That's it. And it is very difficult to pick the top 5 out of 100 words because they all kind of scream something to you.
Right.
And then that values clarification of really narrowing it down to the top 5 helps you think about your values and this journey you've been on with your career and how those two things intersect. And that begins to expose a layer of appreciation for the journey of the experiences you've had, of how your career has looked. So
there's a lot to unpack in that question. And I tell you, having another vulnerable moment, and my military folks out there, they understand, like, I feel like I failed when I got my Article 15. And if you say that, it's like, damn, you got what? I'm like, I did. Got one, and but moved on. And and does it sting? Does it take a hit on your personal mindset? Absolutely. But you're right. It's now how do you get going and not forget about your failures or that bump in the road, but that obstacle and that challenge. Now I'm growing, like you said, that growth. And so I am such a better person than I was at that moment. And so you're absolutely right. It's not failure. It's challenges, obstacles, and growing through it. So absolutely. And going to our last question, Coach Tanya, been amazing. What are your favorite ways to help clients create meaningful next chapters to embrace the new beginnings?
So this is actually the most exciting part of this whole transformation, because when clients emerge from the grief, right, and they start to feel empowered again, they start to feel the possibilities, they start to see a vision for their next step in their journey. And by this point, they've done the inner work, right? Like that, we've done the inner work. And it's so funny because it feels like, well, no, I just need to get a job. But a lot of this is the inner work when you're going through major transition, because it's an opportunity to redefine. And so they've done the inner work, they've reflected, processed, reconnected with who they are. Like that reconnection, like, I found Tanya again, right? Because a lot of times we lose ourselves in these careers and these jobs, we lose ourselves. So you reconnect with who you are. And so now, this is the part of visioning and action. So thinking about what have you learned about yourself through this transition, tapping into that, tapping into the strengths that were uncovered that you might never knew that they were there, or you rediscovered them. Maybe they were something that you knew about, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, but you haven't acknowledged them, right? These strengths and these skills that you have. And then thinking about, all right, when we talk about what's next, what kind of environment energizes you? What kind of culture do you want to work in? What kind of people do you want to work around? And some people are in a transition to entrepreneurship, and this is just as critical for them as well, of kind of tapping into this journey of maybe what was once always a career working for someone else, but making a transition to, at this point, I'm not going to work for someone else. I'm going to work for myself. But there's still a lot of inner work that has to happen. So I think this idea of like visioning and action is where we go. It becomes a really critical part to get them to the next step. And so then we start exploring the possibilities. And so it's like some clients are going to want to stay in their field, but find something else, maybe a healthier environment. Some of them are going to want to shift, or will be forced to shift to new companies. So finding what those new companies look like, what are the environments that they want to work in. But it's really about clarity, confidence, and then choice. And I think that's the biggest thing, is this confidence and understanding that you have a choice.
Right.
And so let's get you strong, strengthened, and do the inner work so that you are empowered to make some decisions on the next step and what that looks like for you. So yeah, I mean, it's some of the tools I'll use, like we'll do some vision board exercises, writing letters to their future self is really, really powerful.
Love it.
You kind of like schedule the letter to arrive via email later, 6 months down the road, or 3 months down the road, or even a year down the road. It helps them visualize what the next chapter looks like. There's obviously some goal planning that we work on, breaking down these big dreams and big goals into actionable steps. Another one I love is the inner critic versus inner coach exercise, and that helps build confidence and self-trust. So, it's really about, people really thinking about what they want to do next. We've done all this work to get them to what next could look like. And then, and then really help them begin the journey of the steps to get them there.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. And when you start to think about that new beginning and having those visuals, that's what's powerful. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because I do that with my own clients, the vision boards, writing to yourself, releasing it. I just did a video of burn the letter or bury it. And, that's a form of release. And so I love that when you start to look at what you want, how powerful is that?
Yeah.
And so that's just amazing how you're getting your clients through that journey and exploring every nook and cranny of how empowering that transition and the growth to that individual. Wow. And so just, I appreciate.
Well, this is why I do this work, because I love it.
Yeah.
Like I just love helping people see their potential, especially when they're in this context of like grief and loss.
Right.
Sometimes you can't see it for yourself.
Right.
And it becomes so important to have someone else help you see it, actually see it, so that you can feel it, and then begin to experience it. And like, the reality is 30-year career, I've been laid off. I've transitioned roles lots of times. I've interviewed for lots of roles that I didn't get. I've had different experiences and elements of this idea of grief and loss in my career. And So a lot of what I use with my clients is a lot of the things that I experienced or I learned after I went through it, and I just muddled through and figured it out. But then I learned, oh my gosh, this is what I could have used this years
moment. Yeah.
ago, right? And so I try to help people avoid not having the tools when they're going through something. Yeah. So
Awesome. And so coming up in our final words, Coach Tanya, what would you share with someone that's going through career crossroads that you would add to this?
well, I would say that you can and you will, right? Like, it's gonna happen. And think about some of the things we talked about in this discussion. This idea of your journey matters, and it plays a huge role. Leaning on other people. So that's why people like Coach Tam and Coach Tanya are here to help you navigate these life experiences. And I think the biggest thing is, and I know a lot of these things like self-affirmations and recognizing, like sometimes I'll walk past a mirror and I'm like, you got this, keep on walking, right? Like whatever this is, it might just be like, stay away from the refrigerator, or it might be you're going into a big presentation, like whatever it is, right? But I think we have to find the confidence to show up for ourselves, but also tap into the resources that are here for us, all of us, right? So that's what I would say. And I'll just close with, you will get through it. I have seen the beautifulness on the other side of, and then fill in the blank, right? Whatever feels like it is the heaviest right now, whatever feels like it is insurmountable, whatever feels like it cannot get any, better, like this is so horrible. There is beautiful on the other side of it. And I've experienced that, and I want you to experience that. Like you, other people listening. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And one last little question for you, Coach Tanya. What are some of the things that are coming up for you in your career and endeavors as coaching?
Yeah, so I am really excited because Coach Tam and I, along with 3 other amazing coaches, have joined forces to deliver a masterclass in kind of unleashing your purpose, and this idea of like coaching through the stages of life. So each of us have our own niche, and we're coming together in September. So look out for that. We'll be posting it all over social media, and we'll get the word out, the C12 Coaching Ladies. So the 5 of us are going to be doing that. And then if you're interested in reaching out to me, please feel free to email me at Tanya Mahan Rogers, all one word, at gmail.com, or find me on LinkedIn, same name, and shoot me a direct message, and I will get back with you, and we'll see what help you need.
Awesome. I will have that in the comments below, her information. And so it's just been such a pleasure. I appreciate your time, your support, all the wise words need to be heard out there to the masses. And we, as I tell, we are grieving out loud to heal out loud. And so I just get chills because this is where I'm supposed to be, you're supposed to be, to help folks. And you're right. See, be a mirror. There's a best version of you.
Yes.
And I can help you through that. And so as I close, thank you, Coach Tanya, you're a light.
Thank you, Coach Tam. Yes, thank you for inviting me for this conversation.
Absolutely. And so stay tuned for other episodes, y'all. Put the information below as well in the comments. And also, there's a support group virtually next Thursday. I will also have that information out there for you as well. If you're in the Phoenix area, I do face to face, and that's the first Tuesday of every month. But absolutely, just know that you're not alone. And this is absolutely your time to be amazing and be your highest self. And so, thank you for joining us. This is a morning cafe. You guys take care. Is there anybody that's live right now? Do you guys have any questions? You can come off mic. This is your Q&A time for you. Your time. Anybody? I saw Jennifer in the comment, yes, I'm facing retirement and empty nesting, and it's amazing to pause and think what's next. I'm so excited about after hearing this talk, specifically working through it and knowing there are tools to help me. I love that. That's amazing.
That's right. All right. Well,
Fanny, do you have anything?
No.
Okay, all right. Well, I hope you enjoyed. I hope everyone enjoyed this episode of the Morning Cafe Grieve Out Loud, and stay tuned for next month. Freedom of Healing.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Coach Tam. Everyone, have a fantastic rest of your day.
Absolutely. Happy 4th, guys. Take care.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Wow. Very nice.
Oh, thank you. Did you have anything, Miss Fanny? Or are you okay? If not, you're welcome to ask questions, or you can just come off.
Okay. I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
You're
you,
It was
Mr.
very
Fanny.
nice. It
Oh,
was very good. Very good.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Fanny.
You guys have a blessed day.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, honey.
I don't know how to get off.
She was cute. She's like, I don't know how to hang up. So that was my husband and my sister that joined.
Okay. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that.
So Jennifer Johnson is my sister,
Okay.
and Joachim is my husband.
Okay, I thought that was Mr. Joe.
Yeah.
I didn't know who this Fanny person was.
Yeah, he was cute. He texted me. He's like, "Great job, babe."
Oh, it was. And that actually went exactly the way I wanted it and how it should have been. So I'm
Good.
so I was like, oh Lord, I don't know how this is gonna go. It's my first one.
Oh, is it?
I know.
I know. Me to the first
I didn't even
one.
want to tell that until
You had a lot of faith in me. Woo! I told you, when you said 20 to 30 minutes, I was like, oh Lord, once I get started talking, that's why I was like, it's okay if we go a little. Now, if Jeff needs to like reduce it, that's fine. But yeah.
We'll judge it up.
Hopefully it was okay. Like, was it?
It was amazing. It was amazing. My mind was like, holy crap, this is happening. Holy crap, this is amazing. Holy crap. This is going exactly where I think. You know?
Good.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you felt good about it.
Whew. I'm just glad it's good and it's, it's done.
Yeah. We got through it. Yeah.
Yeah. You were amazing. And so,
thank you.
Yeah. So any good, bad, or amazing, or good, bad, or ugly, or the beautiful, what do you think could do a little bit better or go a little bit smoother?
I thought the discussion was great. Like, I love the questions, and honestly, it made it so much easier because looking at and I love how you're doing that at this, I love what I'm learning from each of you ladies, but like doing the podcast, but then like, here's my framework, like think about it in the context of my framework really helped me. It's like the same stuff. So I didn't have to make anything up, but just packaging it for each of the topics was like actually made it easy and flow really nicely. So I thought that was fantastic. And I guess the only thing is, and we can do a better job. Like my husband, it's just from a technical perspective. My husband was like, "There's no passcode." He couldn't, I guess, get in from something he saw on Facebook, from the link on Facebook. I don't know. He said so. I actually sent him the meeting invite, like the Zoom. I sent it directly to him on email, but that was happening right at the top of the thing. So I don't know if there was any
okay.
issue
Let me have my day.
And I did send it to
So
my sister didn't get it directly from me, so somehow she got in, but for some reason my husband couldn't. So I don't know if there was any issues with the link. Like I said, I don't know if we don't know who Fanny was, so she got in somehow. But I'm just wondering if maybe I don't know. My husband had made that comment, but no, I mean, I think like you sending the questions ahead of time was perfect, and a little bit of context for each of the questions. It just helped me frame it so that we could kind of stay focused and like
gotcha, and journey. And that's what I think that's what happened. And especially I remember having podcasts or having discussions, you take them on that journey. And that's exactly how I felt. And if I was a person listening, I'd be like, say what? And then what? Girl,
right.
Like, hey, okay.
No, I can't wait to, because when you're in it, you're just talking and you're like, I don't even know what I said. So I can't wait to go back and listen to it in its totality and just kind of think about it. But this is helpful for me too, as I'm embarking on this coaching journey, because it's helping to formulate some of the things. Because it's funny, it is so true as you really think about this stuff from a coaching perspective, and then like the whole idea of like your niche being what you're most connected to, it makes it so much easier. Like I've had these experiences. I know what I'm talking about. Like I can talk from a place of real true sincerity. I don't feel like there's no facade here, right? Like, and that's why I talk so passionately about it, because I lived it. Like this is my whole lived experience. And so that's the place I talk from. And now it's just formalizing it, And so I think that as far as this podcast is concerned, great job. Like I am glad it's done, because I was nervous. I'm always nervous going into anything.
I know.
I'm always nervous, Cam. I'm always like, oh my gosh, is it gonna sound right? Am I gonna do well? Is it, But so I am glad it's done, but I can't wait to listen to it so that I can so I can judge myself and become better. Speak better.
No, this is actually
eloquently.
Yeah, no, I want to tell you, I would have, speaking from my truth for now, because especially at 45 and more, I'm like, here it is, okay? You like it or you don't. But as I didn't want to say this is our first one, this is my first one interview, because then I'll, get myself more nervous. And so just I tell my son, dude, scared.
That's it.
It's so
you have to. Yeah, you do. Like you just have to. But you do it scared. And then, like, I was nervous leading up to, like I said, I'm gonna take a picture of my little setup, the ironing board, everything. Like it's the whole thing. And they about to kick me out the room because I have a 1 o'clock checkout. But so I wanted to make sure.
Checkout,
yeah. I wanted to make sure everything was ready and set up. But then it was just like, okay, my flow, like, really making sure that because that becomes the most important. But then also just feeling really authentic and feeling like I really believe what I'm saying. And so I just settle into it. Once I start, then I just like, look, Tanya, just settle in. Be you, be authentic. That's the only way you know how to be. And it takes too much energy to not be that person. And I feel like people feel that. Like they feel the authenticity. So anyway.
Absolutely.
Great.
I tell my son, don't be anybody else but you, because everybody else is taken. So stop it.
Right. I love that. Everybody else is taken. I know that's right.
So I love you. Go be amazing. Go have a safe trip home.
I will.
And I will see you on next Wednesday. No, Friday.
No, we're not meeting on Friday because it's the 4th.
No, we're not.
And
So the
Wednesday,
fall.
you're all meeting, but I'm taking Joe to dinner, so I won't be on
Yes.
Wednesday. Yeah, so it'll be the following Wednesday. I think when we're gonna get RV back
Okay.
on.
The 9th.
Yeah.
The 9th, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
All right,
Okay.
darling.
All right, sweetheart. Happy
Thank
New Year.
you.
I
Have a
love you.
great one.
Have a
Love you
good one.
too. Okay, bye.
Hey, y'all. Thank you for showing up today. I hope you enjoyed it. Whether you laughed, cried, sat in silence, or found a bit of peace, you did something powerful. You allowed yourself to feel. Congratulations. At the Morning Cafe, we believe healing isn't linear, and you don't have to walk it alone. So if today's episode moves something in you, share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe, leave us a review, and join our healing tribe at www.morningcafe.com. Hey, do you need more support? Our virtual and in-person coaching and support groups are just a breath away. Until next time, take gentle care of yourself, be soft with your heart, and remember, it's okay to grieve out loud, damn it. Sending you love and light.